Hello everyone, it's Steamboy27. I've decided that since I only buy all monsters I've gotten, it's more fitting that I just go straight to the library and record from there, so it doesn't sound awkward when I do the monster bio via a screenshot. It just felt kind of weird that there was nothing going on in the background. Also, the sprite in the formula doesn't move when I have a screenshot, which kind of leads it to be a little bit less lifelike. I don't know, I just felt like it was a better touch. So the Mad Cat comes with all its moves, just like the Golem. It has Vacuum Slash, Squall Hit, and Leg Sweep. Vacuum Slash is Wind Elemental, however Squall Hit is not. It's a normal type attack, and it also has Leg Sweep, making it pretty effective. If you want to replace the Golem with it, go ahead. For me though, I have some like character loyalty thing with the Golem, and I figured that's fine with me. But if you need something speedy, go for the Mad Cat. And as you can tell, I've gotten a Phoenix. I actually did on one of my travels, because I do expect you guys to like go and train monsters every now and then and make some money, because it's pretty important early on. I ran into another minister, and I caught his Phoenix. It was awesome. The Phoenix came with heal, as you observed in one of the fights. It's the same Phoenix over and over again. It's just that they break the rules sometimes. So the Phoenix had heal, fire, air, and tailwind, but it didn't have Squall Hit. Now the thing is, even though you get a monster from an enemy breeder, if you level them up, they'll get the moves they're supposed to learn naturally. So basically, my Phoenix can learn Heal, Squall Hit, Fire, Air, and Tailwind. So it's the first monster I've gotten that can learn 4 moves potentially. It's pretty good, but I'm not going to be using it right now. I'm going to save it for later. Overall, the Phoenix is pretty solid. It's got Fire, Air, Tailwind, and unlike the Dragon, it levels up at a faster rate, so you can expect it to grow faster. However, this also means that later along in the game, it's not going to be as useful. But it's pretty good. The Phoenix is definitely something you want to put effort into, because you're going to want to breed it with something else later. And now that we're done with all that, let's move on to the Gate of Bewilder? Bewilder. I think it's the Gate of Bewilder. I definitely want to go to it. Actually, wait a minute. No, I don't. I don't want to go to the Gate of Bewilder. We're going to go somewhere else. Somewhere we have been to before, but we're going to take a shortcut. If you go over here, and... oh, first we gotta talk to this guy. This is actually a Mad Knight, if you didn't know, but I just thought I'd let you know. If you go down this area right here, you will end up in the arena. Nothing else much to say about it. The reason I want to go here is because we can talk to Tato. Yeah, Tato just survived E-Class, but we're still in F-Class. And don't get too, don't get cocky. Anyway, let's keep on going. Now down here, we can talk to the doctor we defeated. Yes, I am strong. Oh, I guess we can't talk to him again, but we do get recognition, so that's cool. I don't think the teacher tells you anything different, so that's kind of why I didn't talk to him. Just some new environmental stuff, you know. Nice little touches. What we're here to do is... oh, crud. I don't think I did the thing I was supposed to be doing. See, I put the monsters I wanted to breed in the sleep mode. Crap, are they on now? No, they are not. One moment, please. As I should have come over here. Normally I would cut this, but I do need to show it. Since there was no reason to show it earlier, I didn't show it. It's okay, man. Here we go. Now, if you go to check, you can see that there's a bat, an egg, and then a bat and egg with Z's. Wait, hold on a second. Who's here? I have one guy in reserve. Who is that? Oh, why is Palm here? Spock is here too. Who's in the sleeping place? Hold on a second. Now what I like to do is I like to put the monsters I value in the place where they're sleeping. Like the sleeping area, and then I put fodder monsters in the ones that are awake so that they get wild and the ones that I value don't get wild at all. a nice little trick you want to do. You don't ever want to have like fill up enough monsters so that like you have junk monsters in your sleeping reserves. You want to keep them separate. So let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. I put Pyro in here. That's the Phoenix we got. See, it's got Heal. And it also has Blaze Air, which is the next level of Fire Air. He's not supposed to have it, but he just does. Dran didn't learn Fire Air at level 10 because HP wasn't high enough. Anyway, we're gonna switch it up again. And we're going to pick up Palm, which is a female Goopy. And we're gonna pick up Spock, or Spook, which is a male Spooky. Palm is a material type, and Spock is a... whatchamacallit? He's a zombie type. And we're going to breed these two to create something I really like. My favorite monster in the game, and this early too. Don't worry, I'm gonna put the other dudes back to sleep once I'm done the breeding. Always make sure you do that. If you accidentally go on an adventure while they're awake, they're gonna get wild and you're gonna be a little sad. You're gonna have to spend some money on meat or just bear the fact that they won't listen to you. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to combine first Palm, the material type, with with Spook, or Spock, Spock, the zombie type, and you will get a monster called the Rogue Knight. It's one of my favorite monsters in the game, and in order to do this kind of thing, you need to save the game. So make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. If it turns out you don't get the monster you want, and the library doesn't like show you good skills, it's too late. So make sure you do your research online. Back then, we didn't have things like that. Well, we did, but it wasn't very good. And, like they said, the two monsters disappear and the egg is there. Now, there's a prompt to hatch it, but that's not what we're going to do. Now, see what I'm planning on doing is hatching the Sky Dragon we got so long ago and hatch a Rogue Knight. And then I'm going to have Hale, the healer, be an escort to them as I train them. Now you're gonna be doing stuff like this a lot of time in the game, and don't worry, I'm never gonna show you grinding unless it's something like really important that I come across in my adventures. I'll just be doing Traveler's Gates, tournaments, and other things like that. So you can talk to this girl, I think it's a girl, and it could be a guy, I don't know. I'm just gonna say this person from now on, and you can evaluate the egg. And you want to evaluate every egg, because not only does it give you... Ooh, it'll grow up pretty fast. It's a smarty, so it has lots of intelligence. And it's a girl. That's what it's important. It tells you what gender it is. You need to make sure you do that. Like, make sure you're careful with it. Now, I would like my Rogue Knight to be... it's a boy. Do I want it to be a boy? I guess at this point it doesn't really matter. I do want the Sky Dragon to be a girl though. Sky Dragon needs to be a girl. For me anyway. I'm planning on doing something with it. No, not that kind of thing, gosh darn it. Anyway, regardless, that's something you want to do later, especially if you're planning on doing breeding chains. So now what we're going to do is hatch the Sky Dragon and the Rogue Knight. And it says a day passes, don't worry about that. There's no timeline in this game. Terry could get years old if we we did it enough. If we hatched 365 eggs, Terry would be a year older, but they don't take that into account. And we get a Sky Dragon. I'm gonna name you... I don't know, let's just just name it Sky. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, Sky, there we go. I'll take you with me. And now we're going to, we're going to hatch Rogue Knight. Now, see here, now that since we breeded something, it has a predecessor. The screen on the status screen where it usually said something like question marks, that's where you'll see the dad and the mom. However, you cannot see the entire family tree. You can only see the direct mom and direct father. So there you have it. We have a Rogue Knight +1. See that +1? That's the pedigree we got. At the minimum, every monster will go up by 1, but for every 10 levels above 10 a monster is, it'll add another number to the pedigree. So say say that Spock was level 20 and Palm was level 10, it would be a +2 monster instead of +1. I don't feel like waiting for that, and I will have lots of plans for my Rogue Knight, and I'm okay with it, and we will take him with me. For now, I want Hale in the front. Like I said, I'm superstitious about the whole dude in the front taking the most hits thing. And with that, we are finished. Whee! So I'm going to be taking this team with me from now on, instead of the other team. That doesn't mean I'm going to, like, abandon them. I'm going to just keep them for other things. Typically, the game, if you want to have a fun time with it and, like, play for, say, like, a year, you probably want to breed a lot, so you can meet new monsters and all that stuff. But if you want to speed through the game, you probably want to get one solid team and just go with it the entire game. This would be an example of that kind of team. A healer, a tank, and a multi-hit thing. Now, before I go on, I'm going to leave you, and I'm going to go train on my own. But first, I will show you some monster bios. So give me a second, and I'll be right back. First, we're going to look at the Sky Dragon. And yes, it's made from a dragon breeded with a phoenix. There are other ways to get it, but that's one of the ways you can look for it. It learns Fire Air, Suck Air, which is like Suck All, and Multi-Cut, which is actually a Wind Elemental move. It's the ultimate Wind Elemental move in the game. Now, I don't believe my Sky Dragon has the stats or the level limit to learn that. However, I think if I breed it with my Pyro again, it'll create another Sky Dragon, and it will have the stats and the levels in order to learn Multi-Cut. So that's my long-term thing with it. That way, my Sky Dragon will also learn Heal and Tailwind. Even though Tailwind isn't that useful, it will be useful later on. It'll also learn Squall Hit that way too, as well. So there you have it. Compared to the Dragon, it's a lot less physical attack. It's a lot more spitting fire kind of thing. And so there you have it. If you want something that hits all enemies a lot more than just hitting one enemy, then you got the Sky Dragon. Next we have my absolute favorite monster in the game, the Rogue Knight. It is made by simply combining a member of the material family with a member of the zombie family. It learns Heal, which is extremely important when you want a standalone character that can take hits. He knows Evil Slash, which is a move that has low accuracy but hits for super heavy damage, great on bosses, and Metal Cut, which is a move that does extra damage on enemies of the Metal family, specifically the Metal Slime family, a rare kind of monster that has low HP, high speed, high defense, and nearly invincible magic resistance. The Metal Cut is really good for that, and if you beat a metal monster, you'll typically get lots and lots of experience, making the Rogue Knight a really good monster, and my favorite. Alright, I'm back from training. My guys are Knight is level 11 and Sky is level 9. One level away from getting Blaze Air. At level 15, Hale learns the mighty Heal More spell. It takes a little more MP, but it heals between 75 and 90 HP, even better than a Love Water. Knight learned Leg Sweep at level 10, which is important, and he learned Heal at level 2, so level him up once and he'll learn Heal, which is pretty awesome. Notice that... Whoa, I didn't even notice that. Notice that because he's +1, his stats are astronomical. Like, really, really good. +1s are, like, wicked good. Anyway, that's what I need to show you. But there's other surprises I need to show you. I've gotten, I think, 2 more monsters. One is very, very important. Let's see. First thing I got was a Dragon Kid. And it has a Sandstorm spell, so I might combine my Sky Dragon with that instead. Maybe it'll get another Sky Dragon instead of having to sacrifice the Phoenix, because I want to use the Phoenix for something else. And what else I got something even more important. I ran into a enemy breeder with an Iceman. Icemen are extremely rare. You can only make them through breeding. You can't find them in the wild. He has the moves Massacre, Squall Hit, and Branching, which are moves he's not supposed to have. Massacre hits a random person on the screen, whether it be friend or foe, for damage equal to the attack stat. Equal to the attack stat. That's a lot. Now, that is a big gamble, and I'm not willing to take him with me, but It's probably a move you definitely don't want to be handling with long term. Short term, it's got a lot of power, and it could help in tournaments if you're really lucky, but out in the field, no, do not use this skill. Set the Iceman, set anything that has Massacre to no skills or command attitude, because then they won't use it. Branching is like a kamikaze attack. It's like a move like Takedown in Pokemon. It has recoil. But besides that, let's go to the monster bios and tell you about their actual skills, the ones that they're supposed to have. I'll be right back. The first thing we're going to look up is the Mini Drac. It has a move called Ramming, which is just like Branching. Actually, I think Ramming is the one that's like Takedown, and Branching does heavy damage but at a low accuracy rate. He also has Call Help and Sandstorm. Sandstorm is like Surround, except that he kicks sand in the enemy's eyes. So if they're like plants, they won't work on them. Things that have eyes will be affected. Pretty good for crowd control. Whoopsie. It's pretty standard. It doesn't have the fire. It doesn't have the fire attacks that a dragon is known for, but it does have the fire resistance. So if you want something that can blind the enemy and do some heavy damage en masse with some luck, then go ahead and use the Mini Drac. Man, I was so lucky when I got the Iceman. It's made out of really hard monsters to get. Robuster and King Leo. Well, maybe we'll see some of those some of the time. Its moves that it normally gets are Ice Bolt, Frigid Air, and Strong Defense. You've seen Strong Defense, but Ice Bolt and Frigid Air are new. Ice Bolt is the ice elemental version of Fireball, which we don't have yet actually, and Frigid Air is the ice parallel to Fire Air, making Iceman pretty useful. Now, the way I got Iceman was I ran into a priest that had two of them. My monsters naturally went for the Iceman, and I had to command them to fight the third guy. Then I gave them all a cautious attitude so they'd be more likely to defend rather than attack, and then I fed the Iceman like 4 pork chops and I got it. So there you go. The Iceman is a material type monster, has high HP, high defense, slow speed, but it's pretty good. Its strong defense move definitely makes it a choice pick. If you want something to replace the Golem that can hit really hard and hit a lot of enemies, you should go for the Iceman, especially since it has the ice elemental skills that can back up a person that has fire skills. That way you can beat on things that resist fire without having any trouble. Well, that just about does it for today. We've done a lot, although I've done a lot and you haven't seen very much. I just did some side questing. But next time we will go through the Gate of Bewilder to find another friend of ours. Well, make new friends of ours. See you next time, everyone. This is SteamBoy27 wishing you a better tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.